Hello, sweetums. Let me actually introduce, if I'm lisping, if my teeth sound like they've got freaking bark in them, it's because my Invisalign needs changing. Anyone who's got Invisi knows when you need to change that tray, darling, it's starting to sound like shite, you know? It's starting to sound like your mouth is full with cheese. Anyway, cool. Welcome back to Rhea. Hold on a second. I hate when this happens. I literally just want to cut off my neck. Oh! Flipping Shein, bruv. Flipping Shein. Oh, flip it. This is why I buy cheap jewelry, because you see how dainty that necklace was? I'm not about that life. Anyway, that's annoyed me. Cool. Welcome back to Rhea and podcast. I am not sorry that I've been away. I'm not, because mentally I haven't been in the best place. I haven't been in the best place. I was going to add something to that, but I feel like I might actually just like do that in a whole separate video because it's a lot. Where have I been? I've just been trying to survive. Like, honestly, it's a lot. Like, where? Let me just try and remember everything that's been going on. So cool. Remember that time when I told you guys that we were all really sick? We all got better, and then it was like a couple of weeks, and then my kids were sick again, and I literally felt like I couldn't catch a break. I mean, I didn't feel like that. I knew I couldn't catch a break. It was just like constant, back to back. I'm still not really recovered from the last flu. Now my kids are sick again. And the thing is, it's like my 3-year-old doesn't like to take medicine. I've spoken about this before. So every time like he gets sick, I get so triggered about past trauma of him being sick, having to force him to take Calpol. Are we going to end up in hospital? Is he going to have a fit? The whole thing, like when my son gets a fever, he has fits basically, and obviously as he's been getting older, the fits have not been so like extreme as how they were, but still, like the last one that he had like a couple of weeks ago was extremely triggering. I've got really bad PTSD from it, and I don't really know like how to really put into words about how it's been and how I've been feeling. It's just been awful. Like, I've just felt like I'm drowning. Every time I wake up, I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't keep doing this. Like, I actually can't keep living life like this. And obviously when your kids are sick, there's nothing you can do about it except for give them medicine, try and feed them. So it's kind of like a waiting game for you to like, for them to get better. But obviously if your kid's not taking medicine, it's just doubled. You know what I mean? Like, they could get better in like 3-4 days, but if your kid's not taking medicine, it could be bordering on to 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And it was like we were all on top of each other in the house. Like, I felt like we weren't being productive. Obviously we're all sick, but it's kind of like I can't sit and watch TV over and over again. They don't want to play with their toys because they're sick. They're miserable. They're on top of me. I'm sick. It's just a lot. So that kind of made me spiral. After he got better, after he was better, I was spiraling because I was really feeling the impact of all of that. Because obviously you're just going, and it's kind of like I had a moment to stop to be like, wow, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. I had a mental breakdown, to be honest. But yeah, that's all deep, and all of that is a bit mad, and I don't actually want to talk about it because I'm tired of actually talking about it. What I do want to say is that if you're struggling mentally, to seek help. Sometimes you have to go past your support system. Sometimes speaking to your mom, your family, it's just not enough. Like, sometimes you need to actually seek therapy and a doctor's help because it's a lot. So I do want to say that. You're not alone if you're struggling, and, you know, better days are coming. And sometimes as mothers, we need to just stop trying to juggle it all, and just take time, because again, I was saying to like Lloyd and like my support system that even when I was taking time for myself, I wasn't enjoying, like I wasn't happy. Like, I actually wasn't happy. I was literally going to do my nails and I was just like, meh. I was going to do something for myself, and I was just like, meh. Like, nothing was bringing me joy. And I was like, that's when I was like, no, I need to actually seek some help. So that's what I did, and I'm in a better place, and we're looking in a positive way. So that's how I've been. Motherhood has been an absolute roller coaster. Like, it's just been so much. I've just basically touched on that. It's a hell no from me. Having now 2 toddlers rather than a toddler and a newborn is a mazzoline. Like, them two fight all day long. Like, my 1-year-old literally doesn't know how to, like, obviously he doesn't know how to communicate, but my guy thinks slapping is funny. So like, he'll slap his brother and I'll be like, bro, no. And he'll laugh at the fact I'm telling him off. Or I'll grab his hand and I'll be like, no. He'll laugh. So it's like, how do you discipline a child that has no, like, has no filter? He doesn't care. Discipline. He's laughing at me disciplining him. He's like, bro, we both know you're not serious. Stop it. So we're there. That's where we're at the moment. One thing, so that's motherhood, because I'm not going to touch on that anymore because I've had enough. So yeah, I just haven't wanted to do anything, basically. I'm reading my phone, by the way. I also want to say thank you so much to everybody who watched my Rhea interview where I interviewed the cast. I was so nervous. My anxiety was flying high like the freaking devil. Like, it was so bad to the point where, so cool, like I said, we were all sick, right? And I literally couldn't breathe through my nose. I literally had a cough. It was, you know, when you're in like the bad part of the cold, that's where I was. And I literally was like, I'm gonna cancel, I can't do it. And my anxiety and the fear of it was making me want to cancel, you know. And I was blaming it on the fact that, oh, the kids are sick, we're sick. And it's like, Rhea, listen, you can lean on your support system, you know, because Lloyd was home, so he could have been with the kids. There was no excuse. There was actually no excuse. I was just trying to find an excuse because I just literally felt so anxious. So Lloyd was like, no, like, push through. And I was thinking, oh, it's only, in my head, I kept saying to myself, it's only 5 minutes, because the junket was literally like 5-minute slots. I was like, it's only 5 minutes. So I got an Uber down there. And I was literally so nervous because I've never interviewed anybody. Like, cool, like, when people come on my podcast, I think I just broke my neck. When people come into my podcast, yeah, that's me, like, sitting with someone that I know or know of, you know, and we're just having a chat and it's just very innocent. But when you're doing like a junket, there's this like pressure where you feel like you have to, there's like guidelines, right, of you, what you can ask, what you can't ask. You've only got 5 minutes. Like, you literally don't know how the cast are gonna, like, the people that you're interviewing, you don't know how they're gonna react to the questions you're asking. Like, you don't know, you don't want to like sit and read your phone the whole time as well. Like, you want it to be like organic and all the things there. So it was just a lot of me just overthinking everything and me doubting myself and having flipping not body dysmorphia, what's that called? That thing where you can't, like, you this more so, oh my goodness, it's gone. My head is gone. Siri, what's that thing called when you doubt yourself? Imposter syndrome. Yeah, I have really bad imposter syndrome, and I just feel like everything I do is just not good enough. I feel like I should be like at a certain place because I've been doing YouTube for so long and I'm not there, and I haven't hit 75k yet and did it. And it's like, I really do get into my head sometimes. So I'm really proud of myself that I literally bit fear and was like, F you, see you later. And I literally pushed past that, because when I pushed past it, I was so proud of myself. Because, like I said, anxiety was trying to have me in a headlock. And I said, nah, darling, not today. No, Satan, you shall not win. So I just lost my breath just then. So yeah, I was really proud of myself. Like, Vivian and David are absolutely beautiful people. Honestly, like, Vivian was literally gassing me. Like, she was making me feel so at ease. And David is just so sweet, you know? And both of them together was just so, like, accommodating. So, like, relaxed and just calm. And it felt like I was talking to me pals. Rhea, you need to chill. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was lovely. Rhea is a freaking sick film, guys. You should go and watch it. I literally love black love. Anything where it shows black joy, black love. Not everything needs to be a trauma dump, you know? Sometimes show black people being happy and it just being so simple, and just like the storyline was so simple, but it was just beautifully done. So go and watch it. It's in cinemas now. This is not a plug, by the way, or an ad or anything like that. I'm literally just being genuine. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so that was amazing. It was just a lot. Last week was just a lot. Just the last couple of weeks have just been a lot. at the back of my head, I'm thinking like, I need to do podcasts, but I don't want to talk about this because I don't enjoy like really being vulnerable sometimes. Like, you guys might feel like I'm really open and really honest about certain things, but like at the end of the day, I always feel like, Rhea, you overshared. I always feel like I didn't need to say that. I didn't need to share that. And it's like, I don't want to sometimes share my personal life because some people get too comfortable and think that they know me and also it's my family. So I keep my family very close to me, you know? So, sometimes to share stuff that I'm going through, I don't want to talk about it, you know? And I just don't want anyone to message me about it either. Because sometimes when you open up about trauma or whatever, people are like, yeah, wanting to have a conversation about it. And it's like, not to be deep, but like, I don't want to talk about it. I've literally just said it and I've left it there. And it's like, you can say like, I relate, whatever, but it's like, sometimes I just don't want to engage in conversation because I kind of just want to forget that it's even happening, you know? So yeah, that's that. I've just been feeling deflated, guys. Do you know this podcast? I just don't want this to be like a negative episode, but this is literally just how I've been feeling. And I did want to talk about, you know, having people in your circle that don't clap for you when you need them to clap for you, and just feeling like, and this is not me like relating to anybody or anything really, like it's just random, you know, it's just a random thought that I had. But I think that sometimes like when you're on a journey and you're a creative and sometimes you don't have friends that are creatives, it's sometimes really difficult to kind of like have people to lean on. And even if you're not creative and you're just, you know, trying to, you know, climb the ladder in your job or whatever the case is, right? Sometimes it's like the people in your circle actually don't want you to be happy. Sometimes people in your circle are so miserable in their own lives that they're projecting it onto you. Sometimes they don't even realize they're doing it. Sometimes people project and it's like they are literally not even aware that they're doing it, you know? And I think it's like really hard sometimes to be on a journey when, you know, the people that you see as your support system aren't there to be saying like, oh, everyone should watch this and you should do this, and, you know, or giving you advice and stuff like that. Because I feel like sometimes you will be like voicing how you feel about something, and then someone might say something really outlandish and you're like, where did that come from? And then you're thinking, do you actually hate me? Do you actually hate me? Because yeah, like some people who are our friends sometimes feel like someone else's success, like their friend's success, has anything to do with them. Brethren, we're all individuals in this life. We all have the same 24 hours. Where to Molly May, you know what I mean? So it's like, if someone sees me as beautiful or someone sees me as talented, what has that got to do with you as a person? As an individual, what has that got to do with you? Instead of you to be facing your front and figure out what you're doing with your life, you're here trying to bring me down and trying to be like, oh, you know, I don't think that you're that great, or I don't think that you're that consistent, or I don't think that. And it's like, my darling, who actually gave you a voice in this scenario, in this situation? Who actually allowed you to speak? You have a very, very dirty tongue. I just think it's actually mad. And sometimes it's like, you see groups of friends where someone in the group, right, is like, has the means to help that friend out. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to like bring you in and but it's kind of like, if I, for example, I'm in film, right, and I know someone who could benefit. I know someone that you could speak to, that you could possibly like, you know, pick their brain or do work experience for them, or whatever the case is. Like, it could be that small. And I'm not saying to you like, I'll try and see if I can talk to that person for you, or promoting it, even the smallest thing, like promoting it on your story so that your followers see that content, because everybody has different audiences, you know? And I think sometimes like a simple reshare or a simple retweet or whatever the case is goes a long way, because you literally don't know who's watching. So yeah, that's just a random thought that I've been thinking of. Yeah, like overall, I'm just a bit meh, you know? The weather's shit. Like every day it's just raining and it's miserable, and it's just a bit like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do when the weather's like this? I also work full time. So trying to juggle mum life, working full time, trying to do content, all these things in one is a lot. I literally have to like find an hour when my son's napping or when he's gone to bed to film or to, do something creative like TikTok or whatever. But then even then, when I put the kids to bed, I just don't want to do anything. I just want to sit and eat biscuits and drink a hot tea. That's all I want to do. So it's kind of like, I just need a holiday. Like that brings me on to like solo trips and just having time for yourself. Like I think the month before my kids got sick again, I said to Lloyd, I need to go to a spa. Did I say that after they were well? I can't remember, but I went to, not a spa, a hotel. I went to a hotel. I booked myself a hotel far, far away from this life. Like far away from my house, at like near the freaking airport. It's a shame that I couldn't just jump on a plane and say Serenara, bye, Rhea. We for the fleshy and some onions. It's a shame that I couldn't jump on the plane. You know what I mean? Because I would have been off. My suitcase is packed. I just need someone to go, So I booked a hotel and I literally was just like, I'm going to go to the hotel and I'm just going to chill. And I've done this before. I did this when I had my first son. And I literally got to the hotel, like near the hotel, there was like a complex. I did some shopping. Obviously, I ended up buying my kids some toys because I can't freaking help myself. My brain doesn't switch off with mom life. Even when I'm on my own, I'm out thinking, oh, that's sweet. Oh, look, it's a Tyrannosaurus. Oh, my son would love that. Like, come on, bro. Anyway, so I bought them some stuff and then went back to the room, chilled. I ordered myself a Nando's. I ate the Nando's. It was spectacular. I even had a cheeky Sprite with it. And then I had dessert. And then I had probably the worst. And then like later on, like at like a 10, I was starving because, I'm a dragon. So then I ordered myself a Caesar salad, but it was probably the worst Caesar salad I've ever had in my entire life. The nicest part was the freaking croutons. The salad was so cold, it must have been frozen. It must have been from Antarctica because it was literally dread. And I'm thinking I paid like £15 for this. I'm a dickhead. But you see what happens when you do self-care. Anyway, so I did that. And I literally just had time to reflect, to be like, Rhea, you cannot come and let this life kill you. Literally. Like, taking time out to do stuff on my own. Like I said, guys, it got to a point, it wasn't bringing me any joy. I actually don't enjoy, at the moment, doing anything. Yeah, it doesn't bring me joy. And I don't know what joy I'm looking for. I don't know. Maybe I need to go like somewhere sunny to recharge rather than like going to Westfield when I know I have to come back. I've got to come back. And all the things that I forget to do, I've got to do when I get back. So there's that. So yeah, maybe I need like a holiday. Maybe I need like a check-in, like a solo trip on my own. Sorry, Lloyd. Love you dearly, but it's a no from me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was nice to just like, get out of the house and just have time to myself. I definitely need to look into like doing more on my own and not like going to Westfield to buy the kids clothes. What is that? That's not something relaxing. And cool. So yeah, so Mother's Day, I had Mother's Day. Mother's Day we went for a massage. That was lovely. And then we went to go and pick up my kids from my mother's house. And they said mother-in-law, but no, from my mom's house. So that was nice. It was just like after I had the massage, I was finished. Like when they say like you're really, really tired, I was literally sent over the edge. Like I literally didn't even know how I was walking because I was famished. The woman took my personality in that massage because I said, rub my back and I need to take my soul, but that's a madness. So yeah, and we came home, like by the time we got home, like we had to go get them. So it was nice, like to have the massage and everything. But again, not enough. Never enough. So yeah, so shout out to any mums that listen to this, because I hope you had a nice Mother's Day. I hope your Mother's Day wasn't freaking the same day as any other day. And I think I was speaking to one of my mum friends, shout out Rochelle every single time, but I was speaking to one of my mum friends, and we like were saying that it's actually unfair for your birthdays and for Mother's Days to be the same day as any day, because darling, every day is the same day with these kids. You understand? Like, I deserve at least to start my days not doing porridge, not having Weetabix in my nails, just not saying, come on, eat up before it gets cold. None of that, you know, none of that. I feel like Mother's Day and your birthday should be, you know, you should be alone. You should be able to be alone or decide on what you want to do, how you want to do it, you know, because going to brunch or going to dinner or going to it with these kids is a madness. If they're toddlers, they climb out, they start biting the crayons, they start acting like animals. And it's like, darling, this is why we keep you in prams. But obviously when they're toddlers, they have to actually go into chairs. Anyway, so yeah, and another thing that I was saying that I've noticed about motherhood is that a lot of mums, we don't all have the same experience. Like, sometimes you might be like, oh, all mums are overwhelmed. Some mums aren't, guys. Some mums actually love motherhood. Can you believe it? Some mums actually love motherhood, and maybe it's that they've got a really strong village, as in like support system, or maybe it's that they just navigate it differently and they just love it. Yeah. Maybe it's crack cocaine. I don't know what it is, but not every mum has the same experience. And I think sometimes, like, you know, you might voice something and think that like everybody's in the same boat. No. Some people absolutely love it. Some people have 2 under 2 and actually want to go again for another. And I can't relate. I think that there's a screw loose. However, each to their own every single time. Also wanted to talk about periods, like PMDD. I think I've got that because the week before my period, I literally am ready to bukum. Like, I joke, but I'm being dead serious. Like, I actually am ready to just call it quits. Yeah, because the week before my period is literally awful, and I think, why do I feel this way? Like, nothing's actually changed. Brother, it's PMDD. Brethren, I've looked at like symptoms and everything, and it's literally that, and I need to go to my doctor and actually get prescribed, like not prescribed, but be issued that, what's that word, be diagnosed. Jeez Louise. I need to be diagnosed with it because I honestly think I've got it. Like, they say that you get like really dark thoughts, depression, anxiety. I mean, I have all those things anyway, but it's heightened before my period. So yeah, I need to look into that. Just wanted to put that out into the air just in case anyone else can relate. Just not been great, guys. Yeah, this is just the reality of the podcast. Like, not every single podcast I'm gonna come on and be like, hey guys, do that life in it. No, this is just the reality. And I'm just feeling like now I kind of feel like the dark cloud is kind of lifting a bit, and like the sun is coming out, and the freaking clouds are moving. But it's good that I feel that way, but it doesn't make it any less hard, if that makes sense. Like, obviously I know that this is all temporary. I know that when the kids get older, it will just be something else, and I know that, but it's really hard to wake up every day and just keep going. And like I said, like, I'm trying to take time just to sit, but I don't know how to sometimes. Like, I'm trying to change habits because those habits are very, very toxic. To be able to be going and going, like, it's a very toxic mindset. And yeah, I'm gonna look into like doing something on my own, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that, as in like go away somewhere, because like being in London is depressing. And just even like little things, like everything plays a part in how I've been feeling. Like Instagram, I feel like I put my content on Instagram and it literally is crap. I feel like I put funny TikToks on my story and they get blocked. I just feel like, why is Instagram making it so difficult for us to put out content? You know, like, any creative knows that it's hard to even find the motivation to put out content, to now put it onto a platform that doesn't rate, like, that doesn't allow your content to grow, you know? I feel like on TikTok, you put your content on and it's kind of like they've got the like repost thing where you can repost you know, some people's content. I feel like the algorithm is completely different. Like, why the hell am I seeing flipping pictures of Molly May from 2017 on my feed? What the hell? I don't even follow her. What the hell? Like, where are all my friends that I've followed? Like, why are you hiding their content? And I just feel like I'm just tired of opening up the flipping app and seeing ad. And people are just like, I get it. This is what I'm saying. There's two sides to everything. And I agree with both sides. But firstly, I understand that people need to make money. We are in a climate crisis climate. So I understand that people need to make money, right? But I'm tired of just seeing ads. And it's like the creativity of a lot of influencers just gone down the window, darling. Do you know what I mean? Who am I to judge? I feel the same about myself. But it's kind of like, it's just so boring. I feel like no one's really genuine. I feel like when I go to like events and stuff, everybody's kind of like very cliquey. Like nobody's like as friendly as they act online. It's just very like a vicious cycle. And it's like, I don't know where I stand in this, you know? Like, I feel like I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, when I go to these events, I just literally just want to go have a good time and it just be, you know, organic and stuff. And it's like, people aren't there for that, you know? Some people are there just for content. Some people are there just to show face. Some people are there to stunt. Like, it's just a lot. And obviously, I'm not talking about everybody. Duh. Like, I'm obviously talking about the majority. But, it's just a bit like, I just don't know. I just don't know where to put myself. I don't know how long I want to continue doing content. I just feel a bit like, oh, sugar. I just feel a bit like, man, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know what this is all for, you know? And like, am I actually helping people? Are people actually listening? Like, I don't know, guys. I'm just in a bit of a funk and I hope that it shakes, you know? And it's just a lot of like me reflecting on things. I think when you've been forced to kind of sit with your thoughts and you kind of are forced to reflect on your life and what you're doing at the moment or whatever, it's very telling. Like, it's just a bit like, what is all of this? What were you all doing? You know? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm sorry if this was negative, but that's just how I'm feeling and I can't front. You guys know, like, I can't come on here and be like, everything's amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I don't love it. I'm not having fun. And it's a 0 out of 10 for me. Wouldn't recommend. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just sending anyone love who also can relate. And if you feel like me, I hope that you find your feet. You know, I hope that you find like a way to process what you're going through, because sometimes like life doesn't stop. And I think that's what's the crazy thing, is that time doesn't wait for us. Like, if we decide to waste a day, you're not going to get the day back, you know? So I understand, like, it's just a lot. So I'm just sending love and thank you for always like messaging me saying, where's your podcast? Like, even if it's pestering me to bring out content, the fact that you guys message me and still engage with me is a lot. Again, thank you so much for all the love on the Rhea Lane content. And yeah, I hope this week is full of positivity for you guys. I need to continue to pray. I need to continue to believe that like God has the biggest plan, the biggest plan for me, and my idea of my life is in his hands, you know, like, it's not up to me, you know? So yeah, sending everyone love. I hope you all have a great week and a great weekend and a great Easter. Like, I don't know when this is going to go up and stuff, because Lloyd is jetting off for WrestleMania. You know, the guy is actually going to LA for content, so I'm freaking excited for him. So yeah, love you guys. Thank you.